Take two.
Hey everyone, this is Josh Shoemaker and Dan Keenan. Going to bring you the latest Storm piece here. This time it's going to be for the Concept. So the Concept is pretty much brand new technology across the board. It's been known the last few years now with the 78 hardness rule on the PBA Tour. So we've had the IQ78U, the red ball, and then now a couple events this year, including the one that the guys are bowling now at the US Open and the Masters. Urethane is actually not allowed at all. So Storm wanted to come out with something that was going to basically give you the urethane-like control, but in a totally reactive cover stock. So they came out with the Concept. So the Concept features the Arc Pro Reactive cover, which is actually Storm's strongest cover they've ever produced, has the highest or fastest absorption rate of any of their covers they had, comes with a ton of service on it, and then it also has a very small weight block in it, which is kind of, it's called the radius weight block. It's basically similar to all the small light bulb bores that you find. So real high RG, it's a 261 RG and an 020 differential. So the high RG is going to keep it on line a little bit longer, as well as the flare being severely cut down on it. It's really going to want to basically scoot through the front part of the lane a little bit easier than the IQ78U will, but still with the cover being as strong as it is, it's going to want to stay on line and still blend the lane front to back pretty well. So here on lane 16 today, probably has a handful of games already on it, just their standard house shot. So I'll definitely be starting a little bit further left than I normally would with this ball with a pattern. So you can see I got that one going right a little quick, and instead of it just seeing it and instantly going left, you can see it just kind of blend off of there. So actually almost 7.9 on that one.
So first thing I've noticed this, like Josh said, talk about the absorption rate. I have not had to wipe this. Bowled a couple games on it last week just to see what it did. Did a few shots so far today, and I have not had to wipe it. It's gone.
Gotta save those hits for this weekend.
Gotta save them.
So, like Dan mentioned, I mean, I just threw this ball about 30 seconds ago, and you can already see that there is no oil left on the cover. So
yeah, mine's already gone. Mine just came back. Just a very little bit there. The rest of it's gone.
So it's pretty crazy with how fast this cover definitely absorbs. It helps that since this being a two-piece ball, your cover, instead of being, between 1/4 and 1/2 inch thick, this is quite a thick shell. With it being a small light ball course, you have plenty of cover for the oil to absorb into. So I don't think you're really going to have to worry too much about this dying in 30 games. And then another cool thing too is that they went really minimalistic with the labels. So you just have the Storm and the Concept on it, and then you obviously have your serial number on the back. But the guys at HQ were saying that they've noticed lately a lot of the urethane stuff, when you track over a lot of the labels, it doesn't quite give you as true of a roll. So with this and the way I drilled it, I actually don't hit any of the labels at all on it. So we'll go same spot as last time. Just very smooth, blendy, and it'd be really good on some tougher stuff, I think.
So layout for me, I went 3.5 by 3 by 2. It's kind of on the stronger side for me. Definitely got urethane shape.
So I actually had a chance to talk with Chris By and Mike Sinek a little bit before I ended up drilling this. I know Chris had the chance to go to the Storm camp that they hosted. a couple months ago, so I knew he had drilled a couple of them. So I was kind of toying between a 3 and a 4 inch pin on it. I wanted it to be as close to my favorite pitch black as I could, because I know for me, a lot of these balls that kind of emulate the urethane stuff, if they're not just a little bit cleaner and a little bit quicker, I end up destroying the urethane stuff anyways. So with this one, I went with it's a 3 by 5.5 by 2. So this is pretty similar to what Chris said that he went. And he says it's pretty close to his pitch black. So we'll go ahead and just move 1 and 1 left here.
So for reference, we're on the kind of the cliff leftovers, probably from last night, I would assume.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is actually giving this ball a pretty good look. Still wiping the ball out of habit. I don't really know why.
I've done it every time too.
All right. Last one I get up and lane. I'm just going to try and throw it a little better. I actually feel like I could throw it like resin. I don't feel like I have to. Usually with the urethane, I have to hit up on it. Usually for me, I have to either slow my speed down a little bit or amp up the speed depending on how much friction's out there. This, I feel like I can just use my regular release.
So I'm going to go ahead and we'll throw one more here before we get to the comparison balls. I'll go two right and 2 and 1 right. I'm going to try to shut down the angles a little bit. I've gotten the last 2 like to the right pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead, see if I can get this one up the lane a little bit and see what it does. It's nice when you say you're going to do something and then actually hit what you're looking at. But that looked pretty good too. Kept that one in the soup on purpose, and it still had enough teeth for it to shape up correctly.
Another piece of feedback. I probably have, I don't know, I'm going to guess about 3-4 games on this now. It has not lane shined. It looks exactly the way it came out of the box. See if I can get this in the oil line a little bit more. So instead of opening my angles there, I just kind of close my angles down to kind of see what it does in the oil. Still enough to get through.
So I'll go ahead and throw a shot.
My least favorite ball ever.
Yes. I had very high hopes for this, and I drilled 2 of them right off the bat, and I might have had to combine 4 games on the 2 of them. But this one also drilled very similar. This one a little stronger, so I believe it's 3 3/8 by 6 by 0 or 1. I pretty much put the pin right on the valve. We'll go ahead and slide back to where I threw the first shot with the concept. I've thrown this 3 shots, and I think struck all 3 so far today, and that might have been the most I've struck with that ball. But it actually looked too good. For me, that one looked like it floated through the front a little easier and almost like double hooked. Like I got it to the friction, you could see it like square up and then keep hooking, which is similar to kind of what I've seen out of that ball.
So I'm going to do a pitch black. I'm going to throw it right on top of where I threw the last ball. This is a slightly stronger layout by about, instead of 3.5 on the pin, it's 3. Everything else is the same. So 3 by 3 by about 1.5. So I was right on top of where I was striking with the concept. So you can see the urethane is definitely a smidge earlier.
I'll go ahead and go the same spot again. This is with, I brought the stronger of the two pitch blacks I have. So this one is 3 3/8 by 5 by 2, I believe. I had a little surface on it last night. I threw it on a short pattern, so it's got like a touch of lane shine, but definitely this will be a touch earlier and kind of bail down lane compared to the concept. I found the new league bag. It's just concept and pitch black.
Might have.
But yeah, that one looked like it saw it a little bit earlier and was definitely a little bit slower down lane, which makes sense considering it's pure urethane.
Yeah, so concept compared to pitch black, it's actually, those are the first few shots I got to go side by side. Concept's definitely going to be a little more, for someone my rev rate, it's going to be more versatile. I think a little more, I'm going to have more trust with the concept. I bowl well with the blacks when I do get to use them. My rev rate's that in between rev rate where I really don't get to use urethane as much as some of the other guys. Josh gets to use a little more because he's got less tilt than me. So he creates that forward roll a little bit sooner. My tilt sometimes allows the urethane just not to, it either underreads it or way overreads it.
I think it's going to be a really good piece. I mean, Dan and I talked briefly before we started this video. This weekend, we're bowling in an older wooden center in Canada, and there's going to be a decent amount of friction in the front part of the lane. Also a shorter pattern. It's under 40 feet, 39 feet and just under 30 mils. So I think they're going to probably hook a fair amount. And pitch black might look good for a game, maybe two. And then as soon as you need to get something that's going to clear the fronts a little bit better, but still be controllable down lane, I think this concept might be a good idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll move 5 on this one. 5 and 3, and slow this down a little bit. Wow. Actually, probably didn't even need to slow it down that much. That one still had plenty of shape down lane.
All right. Throw one last one with it. I went 2 left there just to see if I went just a little too far. But as you can see, it's a very controlled piece, very predictable. Go to your pro shop and drill one up today.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, unfortunately, I think they're all back ordered everywhere. But definitely get on the wait list for your pro shop and drill one up. You're going to be bowling on some tough stuff. I think this is actually going to be a real good option too for nationals, for the guys that maybe don't like the 78 hardness urethanes as much. I think this might be a good option for you at nationals too. So we'll catch you guys in the next one.